What is up, suppers? It is Deibs, Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. Welcome to Suit Up. The Suit Up podcast can be found on iTunes and Spotify. Drop those 5 stars, leave a review. If you like what you see, make sure you hit like and subscribe below if you're watching us on YouTube. Joining us today is our co-host, of course, Jack. Follow him on Twitter at JackConnellTPL. What's up, Jack?
Nothing much. It was a very busy week in comic book news, movie news. I'm ready to talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Today, we are going to recap all the top news in entertainment, according to us, superheroes, Disney, you name it. Jack, are you ready to suit up?
Suit up.
Let's suit up. All right, guys, we are back. Let's start off. Sylvester Stallone is making an original superhero film that will be called Samaritan. It will be directed by Julius Avery, who is the guy who filmed Overlord. Sylvester Stallone will be playing a retired superhero. It will hit theaters December 11th, 2020. Dude, what's your reaction to that? Have you ever seen Overlord?
I have seen Overlord. I liked it. I remember I'm a big Cloverfield guy, so it was initially rumored to be a Cloverfield movie, so I knew all about it. It was a great, well-done movie. It'll be nice to see a fresh superhero movie. I love the comic book movies, but just a fresh story, I'm all for it. I mean, we don't really know much about the plot, but retired, it'll be interesting to see.
Of course, man. Like a retired Rocky Balboa turns superhero. Like, who doesn't want that? I watched the latest Rambo movie by Sylvester Stallone. I loved it. I thought it was a really just cut to the chase action film. And Overlord, that was one of my most anticipated movies when it came out, man. I am a sucker for anything World War II, Nazis, experimentation, zombies. Like, I love that theme. That's why I love Hellboy so much. But that was a really good film. I love the tone. It's like a action meets comedy, satire. I really, really enjoyed it. But of course, Sylvester Stallone playing as a retired superhero. Come on, man. That's definitely going to be one to keep an eye out for, right?
Yeah, I think it'll be something I'll probably try to check out. It does seem interesting.
Next up, we have Christian Bale will be playing a villain in Thor: Love and Thunder. Christian Bale's not 100% confirmed for the MCU, but recent reports they are in deep negotiations. Taika Waititi said that he has no idea what role Christian Bale is going to be playing, but to me, that's an absolute lie because A, Taika is the writer of the film, and B, you don't bring in someone with the elite talent of Christian Bale and not know what role he's going to be. What was your reaction to that, man?
I love it. First, I thought he was going to be Beta Ray Bill, but obviously he's not. So hopefully Beta Ray Bill's still in the movie in some aspect. I don't know who he's going to be. It's going to be interesting to see. I think it'd be a couple certain people. I don't know which just yet, but I think whoever does, he always does a great job. I loved Vice. I loved Dark Knight. I think he'll be great whatever he does.
Yeah, this is a big one. This is a really big cast right here. When I first heard the name, I actually went to Dario Ager. We talked about that in a previous Suit Up pod, who he could be, all that kind of stuff. But the more I think about this, man, Kevin Feige is smart as shit. You don't bring in a guy like Christian Bale and just have him as a one-off in Thor: Love and Thunder. The more I think about this, the more I think he could have a bigger MCU role, maybe a galactic guy like Galactus. What if he was Adam Warlock? There's part of me that thinks that Christian Bale, man, he's going to be in multiple MCU movies. What about you?
I mean, he's just too big of an actor, I think, to just be a throwaway role. I think you'll see him, and whatever he is will become a major staple, and he'll be in several movies.
I fully agree. Our next top story of the week, Bob Iger teased that a Mandalorian spin-off series is in the works. Which character from the Mandalorian would be best for a spin-off series? Go ahead, Jack.
I really don't know. I mean, Cara Dune, probably that's the first one off the top of my head. I mean, I would have said, what's his face? The desert guy. Oh, geez, how's it blanking in my head right now? I mean, that got killed in the last episode. I would have said him, but I think Cara Dune's probably the best option.
Cara Dune would be really fun, man, especially considering she was in the Battle of Endor, so that would be really fun to revisit all of that. Of course, I go straight to Moff Gideon. We talked a lot about this during a previous Suit Up pod, but man, if we had a spin-off series on Moff Gideon, this is the entire premise of what I want season 2 to be honest. But how Moff Gideon obtains the Darksaber from Bo-Katan, that should be a whole TV series in itself. And then it just kind of like leads up into season 1 of The Mandalorian. Moff Gideon's my choice. Any Cara Dune's a good one. Can you think of any others?
IG-11 comes back.
I loved IG-11. That was one of my favorite moments from the season. His sacrifice. I Have Spoken? Nah, that's not a TV series. Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. That's what I was thinking about. I don't know what it would be, and he died.
Yeah, I know. All right, so I think we nailed it down to two pretty good choices there. Moff Gideon. Let's go back to Mandalore and see what's going on there with the Darksaber or Cara Dune. Our next big storyline of the week is Sam Raimi is in to direct Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Rachel McAdams will not be returning. The script is now getting a rewrite. To be honest, I wouldn't be shocked if there's some sort of delay in the works with this film. I'll lead us off, Jack, with this one. Doctor Strange 2 was probably my number one most anticipated MCU movie with Scott Derrickson and all of that Comic-Con that went on several months ago. They were building this up. They're hyping this movie up as this horror movie that's going to be dealing with demons and all that kind of stuff. Am I still excited? Like, Sam Raimi is great. I'm really excited that he's going to be attached to this. Now the script is getting a rewrite. I don't know what to expect from this film anymore. Am I excited? Yes, but it's not at that level. What's your reaction to that story?
I mean, I'm just kind of disappointed to see a director change. I don't see if it can get delayed because it's so intertwined with WandaVision. So I don't know if that will really mess anything up. If they would delay WandaVision, if they need to delay Multiverse of Madness, because I think they kind of need to be tied in a little bit there. But I mean, I'm really excited for it. I think it's be great. Like you said, Sam Raimi. As long as there's no emo Spider-Man, I think it'll be fine. But I'm really excited for it. I mean, he did a great job of the original first 2 Spider-Man movies. And I'm really excited to see where this one goes for. I mean, like you said, I'm really excited for this one. This might be one of my favorites of Phase 4.
Yeah, kind of like a little redemption after Spider-Man 3. I liked how you brought up Spider-Man 2. That's like easily one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. Our next big storyline is Parasite wins Best Picture. You didn't see Parasite. I really enjoyed it. I had it as my number 3 movie of the year. I had 1917, followed by Joker, then followed by Parasite. Parasite was interesting in the respect that the credits hit at the very end and you have no idea what you just watched. You don't know if you saw a thriller. You don't know if it was like a drama. It was so well done that it just you had no kind of idea of what you just saw, and I really enjoyed it. It was my 3rd best movie of the year. It was absolutely deserving of winning the Oscar. Are you gonna go see it, or what's the deal?
I'll probably definitely try to check it out. I mean, there's nothing bad about it. I just haven't had time. I just have heard so many great things about it. I'm sure it's a fantastic movie. I actually haven't had a chance to get around to see it yet.
There's actually rumors going around that there's going to be an American remake of this Parasite. I really don't like that rumor. Leave it be. Like, it's so well done. That I hate that storyline. That the rumors that they're going to try and redo this. And sticking with the Oscars, we have Joaquin Phoenix winning Best Actor. That was not unexpected. Everyone predicted he was going to win. What were your overall thoughts on Joker?
Oh, I thought it was fantastic. I loved it. I mean, it's everything I think we both wanted to be. We were both really excited about this movie going into it and everything about it. I mean, the moment when I saw the test footage, I was in love. I thought it was going to be a great movie. I thought he was going to do a fantastic job. Just that change from laugh to serious, it was just, I loved it. And then just he was incredible in the movie. It was such a range of emotions. It was fantastic, and I absolutely loved it. And he was well deserving of that Best Actor.
Fully agree, man. I was kind of the opposite, though. When this movie was first being made, I was actually skeptical. I didn't think, I didn't want the origin movie of the Joker. but the way it was dealt with and handled in the film was absolutely perfect. I love the movie. Joaquin Phoenix was just incredible. Do you think there's going to be a Joker 2?
I don't think. I don't think there should be.
I'm right there with you. Let's go to another like rose villain for Batman. Like maybe Mr. Freeze would be a really good villain to kind of have a dark, grounded story for Mr. Freeze. He's like that sympathetic villain that he's a villain, but he has a really heartwarming origin story. Who do you think would be a really good film to kind of focus on if it was a villain in that DC Comics universe?
First of all, I would say you're just in love with '90s Batman today. I mean, your name, just Mr. Freeze. I mean, you're loving all that '90s Batman vibes. I want to say
We're gonna get to it, man. We're gonna get there.
I would think the Penguin. I like the Penguin.
Penguin would be cool.
Or Hugo Strange.
Riddler would be really cool. We're gonna get into the Batman very soon. Riddler would be awesome. There's some really cool takes on the Riddler. I mean, it could be as simple as Son of Batman. Son of Batman is a really good animated film. Him being raised around like Ra's al Ghul, all that would be really cool. Deathstroke would be really cool. There's a lot of different ways that the DC universe can go, but I fully agree, man. I think that Joker should be left as it is. It is perfect. Let's move on. We have the next story of the week. Birds of Prey bombs in the box office and receives a name change. My thoughts on the film. You haven't seen this yet, but I saw it opening night and I loved it. Was the script the best? No. Was the pace the best? No. But this has like John Wickish level action. The comedy was excellent. I saw this from the teasers and the trailers, and I did multiple trailer reactions to Birds of Prey, and it was my first response on every single one of those trailers was that this was a movie about Harley Quinn. Like Birds of Prey should never have been called Birds of Prey. It was all about Harley Quinn. It was all about Black Mask, and in that respect, the movie was really well done. Margot Robbie was so good as Harley Quinn, even way better than anything you saw her in Suicide Squad. More emotional, funnier. I mean, she just kicked straight up ass in all those action scenes. There are several action scenes that were like John Wickish, man. It was really good. Bones are breaking, naps are snapping. And then we get to Black Mask. You have Ewan McGregor, who is absolutely fantastic, just absolutely crazy. There's this one scene where the plan is kind of like falling apart, and he's just so crazy. He's this narcissistic psycho, and he sees a girl in his club laughing, and he just like a tractor beam thinks she's laughing at him and nearly kills her, man. Like it's like that. It's super awkward, but it's very thrilling. The way they managed Black Mask and Harley Quinn was really good, but it bombed, man. Right? Like, it was a good movie, but not a good look for the DC universe, right?
I would agree. Yeah.
And it does not look likely because we had another film called Gotham City Sirens. That movie got put on hold. And the fact that we might not see Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy together on the big screen is really sad, man. That is terrible, terrible stuff because those two would have so much potential. I highly doubt any of that's going to happen, but we do have the Suicide Squad that's coming out. That's actually, I think, filming right now. So you will see Harley Quinn again. Maybe they should have put the Joker in there. I think that's probably what people are pissed off about, that there's no Joker in a Harley Quinn movie, but who knows? Let's move on. Next big story is Sony adds a Sony MCU movie to October 2021. What was your reaction to that? What do you think could fill that spot?
Stop making Spider-Man movies, Sony. Just let Marvel take care of it.
That's never gonna happen, man. It's never gonna happen.
It's just I want to say, but it's just never gonna happen. I mean, it's gonna make I've said before, it just makes everything so confusing. Like I just don't like. I mean, like it's like I don't know who's in what, or if they'll clarify what's in what, and they obviously won't clarify what universe is which because they want to make money from as much demographics as possible. So there's gonna be no clarification on anything, and it's just I don't like it. Stop making movies.
We have potential films out there. The Sinister Six, that's been in development for a decade. We have Craven the Hunter. I want that to be the main villain in Spider-Man 3 over there at the MCU. And then we also have my choice, Spider-Woman. I'm not like you, Jack. The more Spider-Man, the better. The more Spider-Verse, the better. But I want a full-out Spider-Gwen movie. Kind of takes place in that different Spider-Verse and features the Ultimate Goblin. That would be just so badass. But I think the big storyline with this movie, with this news, is that Spider-Woman is an integral part of Secret Invasion. And the Secret Invasion has been rumored to be the main plot of Phase 4 and beyond for quite some time now. So I think my big take is A, I think this is Spider-Woman. I think we're going to get, Gwen on the big screen here. And with all the multiverse talk that we've heard with Venom 2 to Morbius to Spider-Man, all that kind of stuff, I think we're going to see the Skrulls also become a major focal point of the MCU moving forward, especially in Disney Plus, because we have WandaVision. I don't know if you're aware, but I think they're going to start addressing Secret Invasion in that. And I think there's a good chance they're filming a show called Agents of Sword, which we saw at the end of, I think that was Captain Marvel. Or is it, which film was it where we saw Nick Fury on Sword? It was like a post-credit scene. I think it was Captain Marvel. But I think we're going to see that. And I think we're going to see a lot of the Skrulls coming, moving forward. And I have like a couple takes on that. My first take is Secret Invasion is this massive story. It's a massive story involving a lot of superheroes where the Skrulls replace superheroes all around the MCU. But my other take on that is we just did that. Like, didn't we just deal with, a decade plus of movies dealing with Hydra, like supplanted all within Shield, and would that be redundant?
I feel like it would affect the heroes more now at this point. It's another major story. I think it's best to do that now and then go forward with Galactus and more X-Men and Fantastic Four related stories going forward after that. So I think it's best fitting to do that now, I think, in the MCU's eyes.
Yeah, so long story short, I love Secret Invasion. I don't think it fits. I like the Skrulls as good. I like Ben Mendelsohn was fantastic. He was probably my favorite part of Captain Marvel as Talos. He's also the main actor in Outsider. Have you watched The Outsider?
I have not.
Oh, man, it's like it's a dark thriller, supernatural thriller on HBO. It's really well done. But we're going to be dealing with the multiverse. It's what it is. Maybe the Skrulls turn bad again. Maybe there's some factions of Skrulls, on the side that are, secretly in getting into the Shield or whatever. But that's a little nugget there. Let's talk about the next news of the week. Sonic the Hedgehog releases, and it's actually good. I don't know about you, but I had zero hopes for this movie being good. Do you plan on seeing it at all?
No, it was funny though. I was at the Sixers game on Tuesday, and they were doing like a little thing. It was like Sonic versus whoever in the race. It was like, Franklin, and it was like, and Sonic just stood there, and like the winner is Sonic, and like they showed a replay. It was like a fake replay where Sonic like gave him a head start, and at the end he like fake ran him back, and the whole crowd just started booing Sonic. And it was a plug-in ad, but I just thought that was really funny. I had to give them props though. I mean, when that Sonic character first came out, it looked horrendous. They delayed the movie. They fixed the animation. It looks like classic Sonic. You got to give them big props for that. That was a great job by the visual effects team. Jim Carrey's back. He looks like classic 90s Jim Carrey. I mean, it's not. I hope the movie succeeds. They put a lot of effort into it. I think it clearly shows that. So I really hope it does succeed.
It looks really good, and you nailed it there because all reports say if you're a fan of Sonic, the '90s games and all that kind of stuff, you're gonna love the movie. It looks just like a fun family comedy. I really want to see it. I probably will not see it in the theater. My next movie I'll see in the theater will probably be A Quiet Place 2. That just looks incredible. Um, Sorry, Sonic, but it's not going to happen. I want to see it though. I've got it, like you said. I got to give it respect. I'm just happy that they did it well. Our next big news story of the week is Rick Moranis. He's coming out of retirement to star in the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids sequel. Josh Gad will also be in this. He'll play Wayne Selinsky's son, Nick. Man, this was initially going to be a Disney Plus film, but it's now going to get a full theatrical release. What's your reaction to that? And did you see the original Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Yeah, I seen the original. I mean, it's a classic. I loved watching that when I was little. It'll be great to see. I mean, I think Rick Moranis is such a great actor in the original one. It'd be great to see him back. A little annoyed it's not on Disney Plus because I wish I could have watched it for free. I don't know if I'm gonna go out to the movies to see. I'll probably wait till it goes back on the DVD or on the Disney Plus. Probably wait for it to get back on Disney Plus. But I mean, it could go a couple different ways. I hope it's. I mean, if it's theatrical, I hope it gets a good release. I hope it does well. I mean, I feel like Disney will put quality into it. They're getting Rick Moranis and everything back into it, so it'll be exciting to see. When's the release date on that?
I think it comes out this year, like winter this year, actually.
Okay.
My top memory of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So when this came out, I was pretty young, and I go straight to that scorpion scene, where the ant protects the kids from this like terrifying scorpion. That was just the worst, man. Because when I was a little kid and seeing this in the theater, that scene gave me, was straight up traumatizing for me. Uh, just watching this scorpion kill the Ant-Man it was like watching a dog die. It was just terrible. And it just like ruined my childhood because when I was a kid, all you did all day long was like play with ants outside and do that kind of stuff. And I didn't touch an ant the rest of my life after that scene. That was just tragic. That poor ant, that ugh, just terrible. All right, let's move on to the next big story of the week. It is Aladdin 2 is coming out. Come on. Aladdin
really
2,
Aladdin 2 there.
Aladdin 2 is bringing in a whole new writing team for a sequel starring Will Smith, Mina Masood, Naomi Scott. It's unclear right now if Guy Ritchie is going to be directing. Did you like the live action Aladdin, and what was your reaction to the Aladdin sequel?
I thought it was all right. I mean, I think the animation version better. I mean, I feel like the songs are pretty good. I feel like the songs are done pretty well. I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, everybody kind of hates on me. I thought it was a lot better than the Lion King or any of those. I felt it was done pretty well. I mean, I don't know where they're gonna go with a second one. I mean, there was a second Aladdin, but didn't it go straight to movie or straight to DVD?
Yeah, straight to DVD called, I think, like The Return of Jafar. It's actually pretty good, man.
I did hear that's actually isn't it like one of the better like Disney sequels?
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's solid.
isn't known for their sequels to their original stuff, unless it's Marvel or Star Wars. So it'll be interesting where they go from here. It'll be kind of uncharted territory, to be honest. An original sequel to a live action reboot, which is something we haven't seen. It'll be interesting to see. I'll definitely keep my eye out for that.
Yeah, my take with Aladdin, I didn't like it when I saw it in the theater. My wife and I saw it opening night. Where of course, like Aladdin's one of our favorite movies, and the animated, and I didn't like it in the theater. I saw it in the theater. And I was like 3/4 of the way into it, and I wanted to walk out. I saw it for the second time on Disney Plus a few weeks ago, and I really liked it. So I don't know what was going on. Maybe I was like not feeling well or a lack of sleep. That happens a lot. But maybe that had to do with it because I enjoyed it. It was way better than I initially thought. I liked Will Smith, and how would I grade it out of 10? It was probably like a 7. So I didn't think it was great by any means. I would agree with you, Jack. I thought it was probably better than Lion King. The visuals in Lion King were phenomenal, but it was just a boring, same old kind of movie. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Aladdin 2. Jafar was by far the worst part of that movie. I hated what they did with Jafar. He was not intimidating. He was just one note. And Princess Jasmine was by far the best part of Aladdin. Princess Jasmine owned that movie through and through. Her music, her acting was excellent. Let's move on to our next top storyline of the week. Billie Eilish released the theme song for No Time to Die. Jack, you know a lot more about Billie Eilish than I do. What would your take on that song?
I mean, I listened to it. First thing I thought was like, damn, this just sounds like the last 3 James Bond songs. Starts off slow, depressing, monotone, builds up, and this whole crescendo. Give me something original. I don't know. I mean, I'm big. I just know who she is. I only know like 4 songs. I just know of her. I'm really not a big Billie Eilish fan. So I just want a creative song for once. Stop with the is the I fall.
I agree, man. I honestly I don't know anything about Billie Eilish. I don't listen to her music. I thought it was okay. It was very moody, very atmospheric. But like you said, Jack, I think you absolutely nailed it. It's nothing we haven't seen before. I watched Casino Royale yesterday. And Chris Cornell did that intro. Was it a good song? No. I liked Adele's Skyfall. Did you like it, Skyfall by Adele?
Yeah, I like Skyfall. It's just the last 3 have all sound the same.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool the first time, but it's after the second turn, it's like, okay, like maybe something else.
Absolutely nailed it. Our next big storyline of the week. Matt Reeves gives our first look at the bat suit. I'll let you lead this one off, and I got a lot of takes here. What was your first reaction to that?
I absolutely love the score. That was the first thing I think I'd want. Well, I just texted you all caps. I said, Chris.
Yes.
But I loved the noir vibe to it. The video you posted on Twitter. It's just with the remixed old like 90s Batman. I just loved it. But the noir theme they had to it was fantastic. I loved it. I love the look of it all. It seems like a lot of people are talking about the bat symbol. There's a couple interesting theories. The one I heard is like it's pieces of the gun that were used to kill Martha and Thomas, which I think would be kind of interesting. Kind of has Arkham Knight, like a lot of people were kind of referencing it to the Arkham Knight batsuit, the mechanicalism of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be great to see. I think it's gonna be fantastic. I loved it. I'm really excited for me. I was excited for it before. I love Matt Reeves. Cloverfield, obviously, I love him. So it'll be exciting to see.
The first thought I had, just like you, man, was the score. And we found out that in a tweet by Michael Giacchino, who's doing the score, that is the music. So I'm just so psyched for that. The armored suit was very much like Arkham Knight, man. When I was probably your age, that was what I did. Was we went out with friends. I came back and just played Arkham Knight and all those open world Batman video games, till 4 a.m. Just so much fun. I love those games, man. It's not the best open world game, but in terms of like pure bliss, like as a huge Batman fan, like that was the most surreal video game experience I had since like Spider-Man 2. I think that's like PlayStation 2. I don't know. Do you know that game at all?
Yeah, that was PlayStation 2.
Yeah, man, it's just so good. Like that was just like the best open world game for Spider-Man, and this like an open world Batman game. And I've been just so wanting an Arkham Knight movie. This looks it, man. That when you look at the chest and the armored chest, that was 100% Arkham Knight. And then it pans over to the face, and it had a red background and a leather, part covering the nose. And I went straight to Daredevil, man. Did you see that at all?
Yeah, I saw it. I got that vibe. I was like, hey, this is Daredevil. Maybe I'm watching the wrong thing. Maybe he liked the wrong thing. But
yeah,
it definitely did have Daredevil vibes to it, that red, obviously. And there's got to be a meaning behind the red.
100%. Other takes. Robert Pattinson definitely has the jaw for Batman. No doubt about that. I liked it was vintage. I like that a lot of it harked back to like the old like Neil Adams era kind of look of Batman, where it looks very much vintage. I would not be surprised if we see a lot of blues and blacks in this costume. Just a hunch. But overall, what's that?
I heard it's going to be blue and gray.
Oh, so there it is. Yeah, perfect. So I think we're going like old school Batman costume, and I'm all in, man. I think that's gonna be really fun. I would probably grade it. It's way too early. We still haven't seen the ears, which if I had to guess, they're gonna be probably pretty decent sized, straight up, just like in the old comics. So I'm like a 8.5 out of 10. What about you?
We give it a 9.
Yeah, cool. So, really, really exciting stuff. I cannot wait for the Batman, especially the Riddler. What's his name? Paul Dano, I think, is going to be the Riddler. I've been waiting for a dark take on the Riddler for a long, long time. Which villain are you most excited for in the Batman?
Like I said before, I want to see the Penguin.
Penguin? All right, yeah, that's gonna be good. Who's that? Who's the actor that's gonna be playing Penguin? Colin Farrell will be the Penguin. That'll be really cool. Yeah, man, I think that's gonna be a really good one. And then our last news story of the week is we got the teaser for the new Stranger Things season 4, and it revealed that David Harbour is back. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. David Harbour is the freaking man. What was your reaction to that?
I thought that wasn't really much of a surprise. The one thing I did see that was kind of interesting, somebody told me on Twitter, I forget who it was. They were like, Stranger Things takes place in 1985. Chernobyl took place in 1986.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's something that happens there in Russia of Chernobyl and everything that might. I don't know if that's going to be legitimate or not. That's just something interesting to keep in mind.
That's phenomenal, Jack. That would be such a cool tie-in to that time period with the Cold War and everything. That 100% has to happen. That would be so cool. I think you nailed it. I obviously I'm still excited for Black Widow and David Harbour as the Red Guardian. That's where I'm at with that. When I first saw him, I'm like, Red Guardian! But anyway, it's good. Stranger Things had the best TV moment of last year. It was when they were doing the turn around. Look at what you see, like from the Never Ending Story. You ever see Never Ending Story?
Yeah.
All right. That was the best TV moment of the year. I died laughing during that scene when they're all being chased by that monster and Dusty, and I forget her name. But it was just so funny. That was me. That was me as a kid. That was 100% Little Mr. Crockpot. Any last comments, final thoughts before we wrap it up, man?
Nothing. I was really excited for the Batman. I mean, all my hype from the Joker. I'm like, oh, now the Joker, the Batman. So all my hype from the Batman.
Yeah, it's all the Batman. But we are 1 week away from the Clone Wars debuting next weekend, man. I just can't wait for the Clone Wars. We're gonna get more Ahsoka Tano. We're gonna get into Bo-Katan. We're gonna get into the Mandalorian. There's so many ties that are gonna be happening in the Clone Wars. Man, I can't wait for that. Definitely check out the Suit Up podcast because we're gonna be doing reviews of all those episodes. Anything you want to plug in before we?
Earlier today, we had a post position go live. Jack and then newly joining Brock just talked a lot about our All-Star weekend, some predictions we had going forward. Expect some pods during the All-Star break, some cool stuff we're going to be working on. We're really excited to get in the swing of things. We're kind of just hitting our stride a little bit, kind of put out 2 episodes at least a week. So I'm really excited for what we got going forward with that.
Alrighty. Check out Jack on Twitter at JackConnellTPL. For Jack, for myself, thanks for watching, guys. Stay awesome.